I rang the doorbell, and when our eyes met, he started to cry. At 11:47 p.m, someone knocked on my door. What this stranger told me destroyed 28 years of my life in just 5 minutes. She slowly opened her purse, pulled out an old yellowed photograph, and I saw my mother standing next to a man I had never seen before. Then she looked into my eyes and said the words that changed everything. Your father never abandoned you. Your mother lied. And the worst part? He lives just 30 minutes from here. For 28 years. Can you imagine discovering that the person you spent your entire life hating was right there, close to you, all along? This is the story of how a knock on the door revealed the most painful secret in my family. And tomorrow, I'm going to meet my father for the first time. But before I tell you what happened at that meeting, you need to understand how my mother managed to hide this truth for so long. I used to believe that some wounds simply become part of who we are. The pain of growing up without answers. The silent emptiness of not knowing why someone left. The weight of a story repeated so many times, it starts to feel like absolute truth. For years, I carried that pain like a second skin. I told myself that my father had abandoned us, and little by little I built my entire life around that belief. But what if the story that hurt you the most was never the real story? It was exactly 11:47 p.m. when someone knocked on my door, and I still remember the sound as if it were happening right now. It wasn't one of those quick, casual knocks people give during the day. No. This one was slow, deliberate, almost as if the person on the other side knew something I didn't. My first instinct was to stay still and pretend I hadn't heard it. You know that feeling when your heart seems louder than the silence of the room itself? That was me, frozen in place, trying to convince myself it was nothing. For a second, my mind ran through every possibility. Maybe it was a neighbour. Maybe someone had the wrong house. Or maybe it was just one of those strange moments life likes to throw at us when we least expect it. But something inside me kept whispering that this wasn't random. I stood there with my hand hovering over the doorknob, hesitating in the kind of silence that feels heavier than noise. Sometimes, life gives us moments like that. A split second where one decision can quietly change everything that comes next. Looking back now, that knock was more than a sound. It felt like the beginning of a family secret, finally finding its way to me. When I finally gathered the courage to open the door, I wasn't prepared for what I saw. A woman I had never seen before was standing there, holding her purse tightly against her chest, as if it carried something fragile or dangerous. Her eyes were tired, the kind of tired that comes from carrying a story for too long. Before I could even ask who she was, she looked straight at me and softly said, "It's about your mother." In that instant, every part of me went cold. There's something unsettling about hearing the name of someone you love spoken by a stranger, especially that late at night. It immediately pulls you into 1,000 questions. Why my mother? How did she know me? And why now? She didn't speak for a few seconds. Then she slowly opened her purse and took out an old photograph. The edges were worn, faded by time, as if it had been looked at 1,000 times. My breath caught the moment I saw it. It was my mother, younger, smiling in a way I barely remembered, and standing next to her was a man I had never seen before. Wait, there's something I haven't told you yet, something that makes all of this even more disturbing. When I looked closer at that photo, I noticed something that made me tremble. My mother was pregnant in that photo, pregnant with me. The woman looked directly at me and said, "This was taken the day before everything changed." My stomach tightened. Those words didn't explain anything, but somehow made the mystery even deeper. Then she took a slow breath and said the words that shattered everything I believed. "Your mother lied to you." For a moment, I thought I'd heard her wrong. Then she continued, "Your father never left." My heart began to pound so hard it almost hurt. For my entire life, I had believed the same truth, that he had abandoned us, that he had chosen another life, that he had simply walked away. Then came the sentence that changed everything. He's alive. Every memory of my childhood rushed back at once. Birthdays with an empty chair, school events where I looked around hoping to see someone who never came. Every Christmas wish I made in silence. That pain had become part of who I was. But now, the revealed truth felt worse than the pain itself, because it meant that everything I suffered had been built on a family secret. My mother's secret. But wait, the woman wasn't finished yet. She hesitated for a moment, looked at the floor, and then whispered something that made my world collapse for the second time that night. "He doesn't know you exist. Your mother never told him about you." In that second, 28 years of hatred turned into 28 years of lies. You're probably thinking this is a story about abandonment, right? Wrong. It's much worse than that. Because it's not just about someone who left. It's about someone who never had the chance to stay. The woman then opened her purse once more and took out an old envelope. The paper was yellowed by time, and before I even touched it, I recognized the handwriting. It was my mother's. My hands were shaking as I opened it. Inside, there was only one line. "When the time comes, let her meet him." I read it again, and again, as if the words could somehow change, but they didn't. At that moment, I needed to sit down, because what she said next didn't make any sense. The woman looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "He's sick. The doctors say he has 6 months at most. If you want to meet him, it needs to be now." The woman then opened her purse once more and took out an old envelope. The paper was yellowed by time, and before I even touched it, I recognized the handwriting. It was my mother's. My hands were shaking as I opened it. Inside, there was only one line. "When the time comes, let her meet him." I read it again, and again, as if the words could somehow change, but they didn't. At that moment, I needed to sit down, because what she said next didn't make any sense. The woman looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "He's sick. The doctors say he has 6 months at most. If you want to meet him, it needs to be now." Inside the box, there were letters, dozens of them, all written by my father. Letters my mother had never shown me. I opened the first one with trembling hands, and I read, "If she ever wants to meet me, tell her I never stopped thinking about her. Not a single day." He wrote that 15 years ago. 15 years waiting for a meeting he thought would never happen. My mother didn't protect me from pain. She robbed me of the chance to not feel that pain. The next day, at 2 p.m, I was standing in front of his house. My heart was beating so hard I could hear it in my ears. I looked at the door. A simple door, faded blue, with a metal number 247. This door had been 30 minutes away from me for 28 years. I took a deep breath, and I rang the doorbell. I heard footsteps on the other side, slow, hesitant. The door opened, and when our eyes met, he started to cry, because he knew who I was, without me saying a word, without introductions. He just knew. And you know what he said? "You have your mother's eyes." Then he opened his arms, and for the first time in 28 years, I hugged my father. In that embrace, I felt 28 years of absence trying to fit into 30 seconds of presence. And the question that wouldn't leave my mind was, how is it possible to feel so much anger and so much love at the same time? Anger at my mother for hiding this. Love for this man I had just met, but who somehow had always been a part of me. Before you go, answer me something. If you discovered today that someone you love had lied to you your entire life, would you have the courage to forgive? Because what happened in the hours that followed, what my father told me about why my mother did this, completely changed what I thought I knew about forgiveness, and about family, and about truth. Comment below. Would forgive or would not forgive? I want to know what you would do. And if you want to know what my father revealed to me that afternoon, the real reason why my mother hid the truth for so long, and the impossible decision I had to make after hearing both sides of this story, turn on notifications now, because the next part will make you question everything you think you know about family. See you in the next video, and thank you for being here with me on this journey. See you soon.